Hello, everybody. This is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. Today's title is Should I Talk About the Product or the Business First? So, knowing me, I probably titled it a little different, but this is a very, very unique focus on how everything happens here. And I'm going to share with you exactly what I was taught. My first answer, believe it or not, is both. But I'm going to explain that. So I'm waiting for people to see me live here. There's my incredible wife, Terry. Thank you, sweetheart, for jumping on here. Hi, Jennifer. See who else? Hey, Matthew. Hey, my incredible son. Thanks for the family support, you guys. uh, Hi, Dustin, Ilona, Peter, Melody. Hey, Scott Kloss there, the Reacher. Hey, Kai. Hi, Ben. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. When a lot of people get involved in a home-based product, no, wait a minute, I'm messed up. When people get involved in a home-based business, I think you guys already see where I'm coming from, right? But listen, I totally get it. I totally get it. Why? I watched a Gary Vaynerchuk video today and this morning, and he was talking about, that the school sets us up for failure because, we go through a quarter and then what we do is we get grades, and then we go through 3 months and we go through grades, and we go through 3 months and we get grades. And it's like, we should actually be paying attention to daily results and income, daily income, instead of quarterly. But then you get out in the corporate world, and what do? They examine you based on your quarterly reports, right? So if you got 3 months, you could have 2 months that are good and one bad month and not have a good quarterly report, and then bingo, you failed. So, today it was funny. I was having a conversation with my new friend, Angel Acosta. He's a 15-year veteran in network marketing, and he's making a decision to come on board with us and really go bananas with this. So you guys watch out for him on the leaderboard. But me and him got in this discussion, and I'm going to share with you guys why I do the business the way I do it. First of all, a lot of people don't know about my first 2 weeks in network marketing. And my first 2 weeks that I got involved in network marketing, I always talk about the presentation and that I seen it and it made sense to me, and how my mentor got me to get involved in it. But right after that, he lived in San Diego, and he left and went back to San Diego. He did a presentation in downtown LA, the One Wilshire building, the presentation that changed my life and got me to see something different other than working a job. And when I seen his income and I seen the simplicity, and I understand that we were cutting out the middleman, and that if I introduced people to him and referred people to him, that he was going to teach these people, and then I could actually earn an income off a lot of people, a lot of people. Is Mike Muramoto on here really? Oh my God, he's like incredible, and he's spying on me. Hi, Mike. Hi, Melody. Hi, Lori. Hi, Kai. Ms. Lisa. Some awesome people on here. Thank you so much. And so, Bill, and one of the things that really got me is, so I started selling the product. Why? Because I'm a consumer. All I do is make money, take that money, go buy things. Okay? That work Monday to Friday, get a paycheck, deposit it, go buy things. Work all week, get paid on Friday, go buy things. Now, some of those would be utilities and bills and stuff like that, but we're consumers, right? And one of the things is, so when I got in the company and they showed the product and it was a water filter, and it was like, oh my God, look at, you could take Coca-Cola and dump it in this filter and it comes out water. Oh my God, and then they taught us all this technical stuff and all this, things about, I still can remember 1 pound of granular activated carbon has the same absorption rate as 66 football fields, and that it would take all the contaminants out of the water. And you guys don't forget, I'm analytical because I'm an automotive engineer, fancy name for auto mechanic. And so what I would do is I would learn this information. I'm not a sales type. I'm a geek, right? So I would learn this stuff and I'd walk up to people and I'd say, hey, you don't drink tap water, do you? And people go, yeah, I do. Why? Well, you sure don't give this to your children. See, why not immediately make someone feel stupid? That is a great place to start. Why not teach people and start out by being letting them know that they don't know something, that they're not educated, that they're not aware. This is a really great way to build. Walk up to people, and I'm getting a little off track. Man, you still don't have a job, do you? You didn't get a degree in college and now you can't use it. Ha 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 ha. How stupid are you? You're not using that stupid CBD. And so when I first got in, that was what I was doing. I was talking to Angel, and both of us had door knocked. In fact, my eldest son still door knocks for solar. And it's like you go out there and you knock on doors and, hey, listen, I'd like you. So I started not using that. But when I said technical stuff, I would say stuff like, did you know that Ralph Nader did a report on our water and it's not so good? And so this water filter takes out 213 known chemicals in the water. And they would say to me, like, which ones? And oh my God, now I got to pull out a piece of paper and do all this. And they said, so does it take all the chemicals out of the water? And I go, well, unfortunately it doesn't. And they go, is there a filter? Now that you educated me about my water and you made me aware, is there a better product than yours on the market? Unfortunately, yes. And what happened is water and air filters went through a trend. It's funny, the company that I was with called NSA, National Safety Associates, do you know that they sold the water and air division and they now call themselves Juice Plus and they no longer market air and water filters? Because see, when you put all your effort into and all your focus in on a product, what if that product changes? What if that product discontinues? So I want to tell you guys a short story about a guy named Richard Branson. Richard Branson is not only a multi-billionaire, owns hundreds and hundreds of $100 million companies, and Virgin Mobile and Virgin Airlines, now Virgin Cruise Line. I used to start out Virgin Records, right? So he owns the Virgin brand. And one time a reporter seen him sitting in an airport, and he walked up to him and he said, can I ask you some questions? And he said, sure. And he said, so how do you become a billionaire? And he goes, I know the answer to that. And it's this one. If anyone tells you it's not this, they're lying. It's wisdom. You become successful based on wisdom. And then the journalist and reporter looked at him and said, so where do you get wisdom from? And he said, making mistakes. Which most people are scared to make mistakes. Most people are scared to fail, right? And so what we do is, if you're a non-sales type and then you go out and like the video that I talked about yesterday, duplication, you can go to roberthollis.com/steps, or just go to YouTube and put in Robert Hollis and seek for that. I've been trying to do a video a day. I don't know what video I'm on, but there's a lot of videos in there where I talk about different subjects to help you be the best that you can be in any business, right? So there's a lot of companies, for whatever reason, that they just say that their product's the best and that it's got a patent on it and it's got all this scientific stuff, blah, 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 blah. And guess what? I actually got good at actually getting people to buy the product. But then there's something that I messed up on. I then would say to them, hey, listen, would you be interested in getting involved in the business? And their answer was always no. And the reason that it was no is they did not want to remember, or they did not have the excitement, the enthusiasm, the courage, the confidence, the posture, working on self-development to be able to lead with the product with that kind of conviction. Are you guys hearing me? And so they would go, no, 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 I'm not a salesperson. I go, I'm not a salesperson. They'd go, yes, you are. You sold me. And I said, no, I just made you aware of a bunch of information and you made a great decision for you and your family. And they're going, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So a lot of you might have brought people in by leading and talking about the product first, but then how good are they at doing what you're doing? Right? So I'm not going to get off track because the video duplication and the other videos talk about this. So I was taught, so I'm working 2 weeks. I'm going door to door. I'm putting up these little boxes. So to win a free trip to Las Vegas, that's where I was getting my leads at 7-Elevens and little mom and pop grocery places and liquor places, so that I could get the leads, and I would call the leads, set the appointment, and then I'd go over and I would test their water with orthotolidine like you do a pool. I'd show them that, you know, there was chlorine in the water and that they needed this filter, right? Now, I was getting good at selling the product, but no one wanted to do what I was doing. Some of you will get it, and if you don't, that's okay. So I was about ready to quit the business. Was I making money? Yes, I was. Was I making a fortune like Jim Rohn said? No, I was not. So my whole income didn't do this residual thing. Do you know that you get 5 and then that 5 gets 25 and then that 5 gets 125 and then those 5 get 125, that's 625, and you add them all up and they all do a little bit of business and you make this incredible residual income. I had people in my group that I got upfront money on a jump start, but I didn't have any residual. And why? Is because I was not a sales type, but I was trying to be a sales type. And when I shared this much information with people, and another video I talked about, this lady told me I did a perfect presentation that was the best she's ever seen, but she wasn't going to get in because the presentation lasted too long. In a world where we have people that have 8-second attention spans. So I was about to quit, and some of you heard my story. I'll briefly tell it, where my upline basically told me 7 generations, if I didn't go to this national convention, that they wasn't going to work with me anymore. So I know they just wanted me to see the big picture. I went there, I seen all these people, and there's this one guy that spoke broken English from the Middle East. And it just blew me away that this guy had broken English, but yet he was one of the top positions in the company. And so I waited for him to get off stage. And I walked up to him and I said, listen, could you please help me? Congratulations on your success. It's just amazing. Could you please show me how to do this business? And that's when I heard the business side. All right. And he said to me, he says, listen, I walk up to people, and again, no internet, no cell phone. So we're doing this face to face to people. He said, I walk up to people and say, listen, I have a question for you. And they go, sure. And he goes, you want to make money? Yes, no. And I went, is that all you say to people? He said, yeah, my mentor told me to say as little as possible to as many people as I can, as fast as I can, because that builds momentum. You'll always find the right people at the right time in their life if you just are willing to go through the numbers. And I went, hang on. You know, skeptical. And I said, well, what if they ask you a question? Like, what is the product, or what's the company name, or, you know, what is this? He says, I look at them and I said, there's no reason to talk about that if you won't answer my question first. Do you want to make money? Yes, no. And I said, okay, yes. And he goes, great, because I'm going to introduce you to my money person. In fact, back then he said, money man. And he says, I'm going to introduce you to Jeff, which ended up being my above leader. And he says, I'm going to introduce you to Jeff. He's been in the company for X amount of time. He's made X amount of money. He knows all the answers. I'm so blessed and honored to be working directly with him. And I said, oh, okay. And he said, so who's your money man? And I went, I don't have one. And he says, great, call the company on Monday. And with us, we can log in our back office and see who our upline is. And he said, call the company on Monday and leave a message for your upline super affiliate. Leave a message for your upline master. And reach out to them and ask them if you can learn from them and focus on doing the business. Because if you focus on leading with the business, you'll make a fortune. If you lead with the product could change and you no longer have a business. Okay? So, and I just went, okay, I did that. Bill called me. I drove all the way down to San Diego, slept in my car, and worked with him for a couple of days. He actually was doing a training there. And he said, Robert, you walk up to people, say hi. My name's Robert. I was wondering if you could help me out. And when they say, sure, what can I do for you? Or they might not answer, say, I'm expanding a business and we're looking for quality people. And we're running ads in newspapers and magazines and we can't find the quality people that we would need. Would you do me a huge favor? I'd love to get your telephone number. I can give you a call when you get home and I can set up a time to introduce you, to my money man. I didn't say money man. I just said Bill Gould and what he's done and da-da-da-da-da. And he said, so you get people in front of the video. He says, Robert, if you get people in front of the business, there's only three things they're going to do. One, I'm not interested. I don't know anybody. No, thank you. The other person that is consumer minded will go, I need to know a little more about the product. Oh, excellent. Because now that I'll show you how to create a free account. And now that you've done that, let me show you what one of the, out of the 9 brands and the 300 plus products that we have in the company, I think I should just say hundreds now, hundreds. Because even with My Daily Choice, we change and move products. When I first got involved with MDC, we had CBD in Canada. Canada's government changed their laws, and then we no longer could market CBD in Canada. There was big Canadian leaders that totally lost all of their income, but it got weirder. It was all the Commonwealth countries. So Australia and New Zealand. And because all these people were focused on CBD, and then it wasn't available in there, they're immediately out of business. Does it just happen to MDC? No, it happens virtually in every company. So I used to be with a company that marketed long distance. Then it went from 25 cents to 15 cents to 10 cents to 5 cents to free with cereal. Overnight, the millions of customers that I acquired, now they were being charged less for the product. The volume dropped and now I'm getting pennies on a customer. Then they just eliminated long distance. And so, well, wait a minute. I built this millions of customers off long distance and now we don't have long distance anymore? No, because everyone's offering it for free in their sell package. It's just now included. Now they do voice over internet protocol. So the company I work for changed the voice over internet protocol and was selling video phones. Video phone. You could buy a video phone, $200 for you, and then you could buy one for the people that you love, so you could communicate over video conferencing. And you had to pay for a month. And then a company come out called Skype. And you could visually see people for nothing. You know how much Facebook charges me a month to do these videos for you? Nothing. So that product disappears. I was in a company that sold juice, exotic fruit juice, right? It was called Tahitian Noni. And the company in 10 years went to $1 billion. Then overnight, guess what? They changed the formulation of the product and the leaders found out about it. Whoops, they all left. The product wasn't doing. So I'm just saying, when you really, really focus on the product, what if you could think like a business owner? So I talked about the 3 types again, right? So it's the first person that says, not the right timing, no thank you, I have no friends, I don't want to do anything. The second group that says, you know what? I got to believe in the product. We have 9 different brands. We'll continue to add brands. And let me explain to you guys a quick thing to say about brands. Are any of you familiar with CBS? You got NBC, ABC, and then CBS, right? Are you familiar with ESPN? Yes. Well, guess what? They are owned by Disney. Disney is the mothership, and they have brands underneath them. Do you guys understand this? Some people get really confused by this concept. But you know, if you're General Motors, then you have a line called Chevy, you have a line called GM, you have a line called Cadillac, and in each one of those you have simple products. So under Chevy, you can have a Camaro, you can have a Corvette. Are you guys getting this? So when people first get in, they get, I'm confused. That's a fast way to say, well, have you heard of ESPN and CBS? If you wanted to take it one step lower, what is a program? Why do they call it programs? Another video. But what is a show that people would know on CBS? Have you heard of Survivor? By the way, I don't know if that's on that channel. Have you heard of the show Survivor? Yeah, I've heard of Survivor. Well, you know, they're on CBS. Yes, I know that. Did you know CBS is owned by Disney? So business mentality thinks different. So people will say, well, you know, I need to try the products out. Well, we currently have 9 brands. We consistently expand, like Disney, you know, with CBS and ESPN. And under each one of those, we have hundreds of products. Which one are you interested in? Well, I don't know. Well, let's create you a free account like you did with Amazon. And once you create that free account, you can go through the shopping cart and find which products that you would like to try with the 60-day money-back guarantee. Are you guys catching this? So there are people that will need, in their mind, they will believe that they have to do research on the product. They got to see the ingredients. They got to, you know, go through all of this stuff, and because they can't do the business unless they believe in the product, right? And me, I know the products get great testimonials. I know the products are consistently buying because my paycheck reflects that. Then you got the other person that goes, now wait a minute, are you telling me that people replace their income by referring people to this company? Yes. My wife and I have made over $3.6 million. We currently override 19,000 customers and affiliates that purchase the product each and every month because they love it. Oh my God. Freedom, lifestyle, leave my job, work anywhere. Wow. That's what I would like to see. So I lead with the opportunity, I lead with the free affiliate like Netflix and Amazon, these other Apple, these trillion-dollar companies. They lead with a free subscription, get to know, like, and trust you, and then share with you a bunch of promotions and stuff that now allow you to be able to update to Amazon Prime. Or maybe you'll update to YouTube Premium. So, you know, you're in a position where you get commercial-free videos. I hope you guys are getting my point. So my first response is, should I lead with the product or should I lead with the business? It all depends on what your long-term goal is. My long-term goal was, wow, if this guy's making $700,000 a year, I don't have to be as good as him, but I'd like to make 6 figures a year. Because money doesn't buy happiness, but neither does poverty. And I wanted to make money and build a cash flow. And me and Angel are the same way. You guys will crack up what Angel said to me. He says, I try to explain to my children that what you do is a way to freedom, is cash flow to a freedom. And he says, Robert, if someone walked up to me and said, listen, Angel, I'm going to pay you 20 grand a month with all these bonuses but you're going to have to clean toilets. I need you to clean 20 toilets a day. And you're going to pay me this for me and my family? I'm cleaning toilets. And he goes, we got one more incentive. What is that? I've never heard this story before, Angel. I just love it. And he says, listen, if you clean them with your bare hands and not, use any gloves, we'll pay you an additional $5 per toilet. No problem. And when Angel said that to me, that's my mentality. Do the products have to work? Yes, they do. But the companies are going to continue to move products and change products. And so all you got to do is change the formulation with the product or discontinue a product. Because it's just people are not buying it. As soon as you take that product away from people, all these people start crying and whining. It's like, yeah, but I had all these people on it and they're alive. They say they're alive because of this product. Oh my God, how am I going to tell my people? I treat this like a franchise. And if I was marketing you a McDonald's franchise, sometimes McDonald's makes the decision to do the McRib sandwich. And they come out with a promotion and they do all the commercials. The McRib's back. The McRib's back. The McRib's back. There's people like my wife and I are just like, gee whiz, seriously? Greasy ribs on a sandwich? And then there are other people that just go bananas. Why do you think it's not on the menu all the time? My wife yelled out, it's disgusting. Her opinion, so if you're a McRib lover, I'm sorry. But they do it because it's not a product that can sustain yearly sales. It's got to be a promotion to put in and then bring back, and then put out and bring back. You see what I mean? So the people that are McRib lovers, can you imagine saying this to somebody? Robert Hollis said that he owns a bunch of McDonald's restaurants, and he was going to give me one of them. And guess what? It nets $240,000 a year, net profit. And he's going to give it to me. And the person said to you, because their consumer mentality, they don't have the right thinking. They look at you and you go, listen, they stopped selling the McRib and I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't take that franchise. And you get people that say this, they mean it. If he gave it to me, I wouldn't take it because they discontinued the McRib sandwich. Oh my God. So you want to think as a business mentality, and when you share people with the business and they are consumer minded instead of business mentality, you got to let them come in and maybe they just focus on the products and focus on the products until they realize that their income goes up and then down, up and then down, up and then down. And they go, Robert, I'm tired of building it. It disappears. I'm tired of having a whole group of unmotivated people because you taught them to be educated, technical salespeople. Did you guys hear that? Tina said Shimrock Shake. the double-decker taco with Taco Bell. You guys are getting this. Ola, Ed, Ben, Lisa, Kai. Yeah, I'm telling you guys are getting this. So, people listen to me and they say, well, Robert, do you just lead with the business? Yes, I just lead with the business. Unfortunately, listen closely, unfortunately, 97% of the people on the planet are smarter than me. They're way smarter than me. So they get in the company and they go, you know what? I'm going to focus on body melt. Oh, okay. Okay. And they'll even say to me, what do you think, Robert? I was thinking about leading with the sprays. I was thinking about leading with the dog treats. I was thinking about leading with hemp clothing. I was thinking about focusing on hair care. Okay. Uh, how's that working for you? So, do I have customers? Yeah, I have more customers than affiliates. What's so far this month is the 15th, halfway through the month. I still have more customers than affiliates. So I do both, but I lead with lifestyle. I want to encourage somebody to get excited to introduce me to people that are business minded people. Did you catch that? And if they're not business mentality, then they can do the product. And you just pray every day that their level of awareness steps up to go, you know what? I keep leading with the product and my group does nothing. And then I keep leading with the product and my group does nothing. And then I keep leading with the product and because 95% of people are not sales types. And then you get burnt out. And then you stop doing it, so your team stops doing it. How many people do you guys know of right now that are looking for a way to beat inflation? How many of you know that people that got used to working out of their home, that now that this pandemic is no longer there, or it's gotten less, that now people are being called back to work? Maybe they said, I sort of like working at home, getting up when I want, having freedom. That's the people I'm looking for. So when people all the time say, Robert, what's the very best product that MDC has? It's their marketing system. It's their compensation plan. That's the number one product. Why do people buy McDonald's franchises? Because they love the chicken nuggets. Now, people that I know that own 10 franchises, they don't eat at McDonald's. They eat at Ruth Chris. So I hope that helped you guys. Again, I know that sometimes this stuff just, my mentor changed it with me. I needed you guys to know that I started out selling the product because that's the natural. I thought that's the way you did it. I seen people sell cars. I seen people sell insurance. I seen people sell real estate. I was going to be a product salesperson until I met someone that made me more aware. Got it? And then I thought, wow, I need to be duplicatable. See, he's the one that told me, Robert, stop doing things that work. Only do what's duplicatable. Everything that you do has to run through a filter. Can I get other people to do this? Not can I teach them? Because there's a lot of people teaching a lot of stuff in this industry. It's just that their people are not doing what they taught them. Why wouldn't someone do what you taught them? Simple. I ain't doing that. I'm not walking up to people going, do you know you're using the worst CBD in the world and ours is the best, ours is the best. And then people run into someone and they say, no. Because the last thing I'll share with you, like I shared with Angel, I grew up and a lot of people got mad at me. I moved out to California. I did research to find out what mechanics made the most money in the state of California. And it was mechanics that worked for Toyota. Now, I got a lot of relatives that, Robert, you can't work for a foreign company. It's General Motors, Ford, Chrysler. And I'm going, I'm working for Toyota. Oh my God, why? Because their vehicles are so well made that people don't know that when you work under warranty, if a car comes in under warranty, you get half your hourly rate because you're working for the company. And Toyota didn't have vehicles that came in under warranty. So that's why the mechanics were making more money. So I'm sort of selfish in a way that if I would work for one of these companies and then work for this company and they would pay me double, if not triple, I know where I'm going. And believe it or not, that's why I picked MDC. I have yet to find a more lucrative compensation plan. So if I do $1 million in volume with one company and they pay me $300,000 a year. And then I do $1 million with MDC, and they pay me 6 figures a month. That ends up being over $1 million a year. That's a no-brainer. This company right now pays 2 to 3 times more than any other company I've been involved in. And they don't have the marketing system. And people are not allowed to get in for free and earn money so they can work their way up the ranks. They don't have a free mobile app. That's why I'm here. Josh and Jenna are just icing on the cake. My incredible team is more icing on the cake. Terry and I couldn't do this alone. Each and every one of you that help within our organization, and you know, when the tide comes up, all boats go up. So, I believe in you. I know you can do this. If we did it, you can do it. If no one's giving you permission to succeed in life, let me be the first. I'll see you tomorrow on the next video. Take care and God bless.